Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2. So they got 3, yeah. They do have 3. Okay. Right.
Scheduling is in our favor.
Yeah, for sure.
Still got to win them, though.
True.
But I suppose if we drop 2 and they drop 3, it doesn't make any difference either.
This is true as well.
So, that was quite a comeback by the Lady Bears on Friday night against my niece's.
It was too. Too bad they couldn't seal the deal Saturday. But yeah, it was quite a comeback, and
All right.
it was a pretty wild weekend.
I guess we're on, huh?
Yep. I just turned this on. All right, Cassandra, good evening. The stream should be up now when you hear it coming through loud and clear. If you would text me a thumbs up, that would be awesome, just so we know. Thanks. Seriously funky names on the Oswego roster?
Well, let's start with that one.
Kirkostas?
Okay.
I guess. Pronunciation. Yep, Kirkostas.
Okay.
Moss?
Huh?
Moss?
Yeah. I think we're good. You're right.
McAleer, 20. McAleer, I assume. I would think so. McAleer, yeah, McAleer.
Yep.
Again, Cassandra, if once you got the stream up in queue there in the studio, it's coming through okay, just give me a confirmation with a thumbs up on my phone, please. Shoot me a thumbs up text, thanks. Mix 96.1. All right, Cassandra, I'm going to assume that the signal is coming through loud and clear. Not that there is a whole heck of a lot we could do about it on this end anyway. Not from our position. If there were problems. So, midway through the American anthem, I will give you a cue to a 30-second countdown. That'll be 30 seconds until the billboard is rolled back there at the station. Thanks. And we're getting close. Stand by for a 30-second countdown cue. Second cue in 3, 2, 1, mark 30 seconds until billboard. 20 seconds to billboard. 15. 10 seconds to billboard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll the billboard, please. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Potsdam Bears Hockey. Tonight, women's action as we begin our final week of regular season play here for winter sports at SUNY Potsdam, and it's women's hockey tonight, and a makeup game on Sunday will finish things out for us. Key games here down the stretch for these Potsdam Bears, who took a couple on the chin, despite, I think, playing pretty well overall, playing closer to their potential as a young squad in losing 2 at Plattsburgh, but that's ancient history now. Let's focus on the game at hand tonight. The team ahead of them in the standings, third place, Oswego coming in.
Well, this team has been playing their best hockey at the end of the year. They've won 5 out of their last 8 games, so that really is an important statistic if you look at how they've improved themselves going down the line here. But again, important game here tonight. They're playing Oswego, who has secured a playoff spot in front of them, and Canton is Potsdam currently is in 4th place, the last remaining playoff spot, with Canton chomping at their heels. So it's important here to get a win here tonight, or certainly get a win in Morrisville here against Morrisville on Sunday.
Ellie Zerflew standing on her head over the weekend in Plattsburgh, saw 53 in the loss on Saturday. Back in net tonight again for the Potsdam Bears. This game is underway. The Bears will work it up the left side of the ice into Oswego territory. Stopped up top of the circle. It'll be kept in play for a moment. And now Oswego's going to send it down ice. Untouched. That'll go for an icing. No, it won't. Who waved that off?
Well, Oswego got to the puck. So
I saw the arm up on the far side.
Yep.
Here comes Oswego rushing in up the middle with a shot just wide off the right post. It'll be held in at the right point. Into a crowd, kept alive here as Oswego presses. Here in the early going with Simone Bednarik. Down into the corner with her teammate Sophie Kirkostas. And now Bednarik as the Bears will clear the zone. This is going to travel the length of the ice, and this indeed will be icing. A minute and 5 seconds into tonight's contest. No score between Potsdam and Oswego. Warren Potter here alongside the coach, John Horan.
Little bit of a side issue here, as you know, we had a new player join us at mid-year, Megan Teachout, who was nothing but spectacular in her first game. But guess where she transferred from?
The team in green.
The team in green. Oswego's here tonight, so she's been a welcome addition to our program, and I think she had a couple of points against us in a loss the last time they played in the first semester.
There's a short range or a long range shot actually broken up by the Bears and played out center ice. A little bit slow on the change of the Bears, but Oswego was changing up as well and sent only 2 in on the rush down the right side. So the play is back out to center ice. Haas is going to backtrack here for Oswego. She will go to one of her defenders back there. That's number 17, Amanda Zenstein. Bears will keep it in, left point, centering pass, nobody home mid-slot. And Oswego is going to carry out through center ice for Ashlyn McGrath. And a whistle here as we get our first penalty of the game. It's going to be a hold.
It's going to go against the Potsdam Bears. It's kind of a little, in my opinion, that's a soft call. But nonetheless, it's going to put the Bears on the defensive here in this first power play opportunity. The Lakers are operating at about 25% success rate, so they're pretty formidable on the power play.
They're going high slot here. Fed out in front. Secondary try toward goal. Knocked down. Side shot. That one stopped by Zerflu, and the Bears will clear the zone down ice.
That was a terrific save by Zerflu, who had to get over to her left up against the pipe to stop the shot. It was a good save, but we've seen good saves for her all year long, haven't we?
For sure. She's really coming on strong the last half of the season. Allie Bennett's in the box on the hold. Here's a shot. Tipped on goal and kicked aside by Zerflu. Held in left point. And swung off now for center point. Here's a shot from there by Zenstein. Knocked off into the corner. Bears had a chance to clear, but it hopped off a stick of a defender back there. Zenstein tees one up. 6 saves. Zerflu up and over the net. Off the backboards, up to the near corner. Halfway through the Oswego power play. First advantage of the night, and then the Oswego player blows a tire in the corner, but the Bears unable to get a hold of it. Here's a shot, right circle. That was a blistering shot. Haley Merrill was the one who had a chance there, just couldn't get it on her stick and clear it out. Here's the second unit on block shot by Merrill again. Merrill will track it into the corner with some help from Taylor Swamp. Bears play it around. After it for Potsdam is Ellie Cleary. Oswego will hold the zone for Kennedy. Kennedy cross ice off the boards. Bears really packing in the zone there, so they're not jumping out to play some 50-50 pucks. Here's a shot. That got redirected before reaching net. 15 seconds to go in the power play, and the Bears will finally clear it on out. All the way down on goal for the first touch by Joanna Hebert.
Good solid kill for the Bears, staying nice in that structure that they like to do. And interestingly enough, that pass across the zone that Oswego tried, the Oswego Laker player was leaving to get a change, and as they passed it to her.
Back to 5-on-5, even strength here as the Bears call off the penalty. Kennedy has it deflected out. Bears trying to push a couple up the ice. But it's going to trickle back into the Potsdam zone over there for the Bears. To take control, that is Megan Teachout, wearing number 3 here tonight for the Potsdam Bears. Here's Teachout into the zone. Teachout 2-on-2. Teachout held up, taken down, no whistle. And play continues along. Off to the left point. Kept in there. Chopped down. Left circle. Bears will pinch and keep it in. And almost able to get a shot off there was Alexis Clark, but it was taken off of her stick. And now the Bears will keep it in. A little feather pass intended down the left side there. For non-rushing Stephanie Dunlap is turned aside off the deflection. And finally Oswego is out with it. To the Potsdam blue line, no further. McGrath stopped up there. She'll feed it off to the far side. That's where the Bears will play it. Bannis out to center ice. 14:50 to play here in period number 1. No score between Potsdam and Oswego. Potsdam player held up over there. Along the point, along the blue line there. And Oswego will move it up to the blue line. Bears keep it alive in front of the Oswego bench, and now the Lakers will bring it out with Webster. Webster, slap shot. Again, wide off that right point. She's trying to go far post a couple of times now. And missing by about a foot. Back into the Oswego zone with a Potsdam player down. And again, no whistles as yet favoring the Potsdam Bears. Oswego 3-on-3. 3-on-2 actually centering pass. Secondary try is not going to make it. Bears, good job shutting down that odd man rush.
Very good play by Taylor Swamp on that active stick. Poke the puck away.
Here comes Merrill into the zone. Merrill screens one right on goal. What a nice shot. And a good stop by Hebert.
Certainly was. She came in just about the right-hand side of that left circle. Defender was in front. Little bit of a partial screen. Not a great screen, but she has those great hands. Got a good quick shot away. And the goaltender, Joanna Hebert, with a good solid save and held on for the face-off.
Will be won by the Bears, but not controlled by the Bears as Oswego breaks out into Potsdam territory. Long shot on, stick the side by Ellie Zerflu. Bears trying to keep things to the outside here tonight. They'll play it up to center ice into the Oswego end. Almost cut off on their breakout pass. Bears will take over at center ice and try to work it in for one of the Potter players in Potsdam's lineup, and that is Carly Green, Potsdam's very own. Here comes Potsdam on the rush, a shot. Potsdam player taken down again without a whistle. 13-13 held in center point. Floated in wide of the goal, and as it bounds off the backboards, Joanna Hebert says, enough of this, I'm holding on.
Carly Green has played very well, improved every game she's played this year, and is playing excellent hockey here, as is her fellow Potsdam native player Alex Quinn. Both of those, along with Mackenzie Martin, they've done a great job here for the Bears.
They really come on strong as this team is really starting to gel. Here's Hall in behind the defense. She goes up, stoned by Ellie Zerflu. What a stop right there. Lakers keep it alive, right circle. Soft centering pass through the slot to the other side. It's a near half wall. Bears cannot clear the zone. This is going to be fed by Kennedy. Wide of the post once again. The Bears will chip it out. This is going to go as an icing. 12:36 to go here in a scoreless first period.
What a strong technical save by Ellie Zerflu, who the player was coming down the left-hand side, her right. She went tight to the post, went down, and the player came across trying to get through the 5-hole, and she just stuck it. I'm just a fine technical save.
Off the face-off, Bears can't clear. Slap shot. That's cut down by an Oswego stick. On the way toward the Potsdam net. Centering pass out in front. That's tipped away by Stephanie Dunlap. Off into the corner. Bears spending a little bit more time in their own end than they would like, but so far defending pretty well. 8 minutes into our contest. No score as yet. Up ahead, the breakout for Sarah Barrett is just in behind her, and Oswego will play it back in. Giving chase for the Bears over in the corner. Goes Alexis Clark and now Mackenzie Martin. In behind the goal here, Swamp. Swamp doubled off of the puck. Trying to get back after it. She gets some help now. Support to bring it out the right side. Up through center ice. Here comes Merrill. Merrill won against the world, and is poke checked off at her stick. Oswego regrouping in their own end. Merrill will stay in there, try to run a little interference. And now she gets some company as Oswego keeps backing up all the way to the end wall, and the Bears get the puck poked away. Can they get control of it here at the right point? They're battling for it. Quite a scrum in front of that bench, and the puck will trickle out. It'll be gathered in by Emily Delnuv. A couple of goals for her over the weekend. And she plays it back into Oswego territory. And now here's a turnover to the Bears. Can't get the shot away. Unable to control was Delnuv, who had it slide underneath her stick. Well, Potsdam will start out of its own end with Ellie Cleary. Through center ice, sends it ahead. And the Bears on the rush. Oswego will take over. They will play it off a deflection out to center ice. Bears get it and dump it right back in. Keep it down in that end as much as they can. Certainly the idea here for the Bears here as we near the midpoint of this first period. Oswego very good at the short passing game as they're going to try to come in on the right side with Kirkostas. She'll play it around in back of the Potsdam net. Up along the half wall near side as we look down from above the two benches. And now Potsdam coming in with Teach out. Teach out, centering pass, and Carly Green just had her stick tied up. Bears keep it in momentarily. And now it's 1-on-1 here, coming back the other way. Screen shot, glove save. Zerflu will hold with 9:48 to go.
Good decision to hold on. Teams need a change, especially the Bears. They're going to get some fresh legs out there, but that was well played in the front. Down below, Teachout came across the zone, actually skated towards the puck, and might have skated into the check herself, but it was maybe unlikely that the puck would have reached her anyway, but nonetheless, good play by the Oswego defender on Megan Teachout.
Allie Banis gives the puck to Alex Quinn. Back for Banis now. She'll turn in behind her own goal, lose control of the puck out of the corner. A nice bit of stick work here. Rising shot, knocked down and then smothered by Ellie Zerflu. That was quite a steal and rising, little blistering mid-range shot from Ashlyn McGrath.
Yeah, at a steep angle there, and we've talked about it before. Ellie is a tall woman at 6'2", so she goes down and she can still cover the upper part of the net. But they tried to go up top on her on that one, and it's still a good save by Ellie.
Centered again, Hull tied up in front, so it goes all the way through to the corner. Poked free for Delnuv, but again, here's McGrath hustling to the loose puck. She'll go to the point, left point, tip on goal. Another good save by Ellie Zerflu, who had to track that one well. And somebody sends a stick flying as the Bears come into the Oswego zone, but they don't have numbers in support. And it will be Kaylee Merrill getting back her stick. I don't know how that flew off the bench like it did.
But it had good air time, didn't it?
That it did. Superior hang time. Here comes Potsdam working in their own end with Taylor Swamp. She'll rifle it around the boards. And back now. And taking it there will be Olivia Chambers. And again, a stick flying loose. This time one of the Oswego players. As Potsdam plays it into the Oswego end. The Bears making not a wholesale change, but pretty darn close. As Potsdam tries to work after it down into the right corner with Merrill. Merrill looks to center. Oswego with numbers packed in the middle. They'll break through into Potsdam territory. A little drop pass here, opening up for a shot right on. Knocked down by the glove of Zerflu, and then she's got support from her D, and now Potsdam with a little bit of space down the right side. We'll trickle it into the Oswego zone, where the Lakers will take over. Bears have to check up off a delayed offside call. And now Carly Green tries to send it ahead. That's deflected off a boot. And now the Bears will bank it in. That's going to go as an icing. That's a two-line pass, and you can't do that.
Well, just a little bit of misjudgment on the angle. Angle was just a little bit off on that play. Nice idea, though. That was the idea, to have that indirect pass come off the board, but just a little bit of an angle on that one to make it go all the way down the ice for the icing call.
Face-off win by the Lakers. They'll play it down into the right wing corner. Centering pass. That's off a Potsdam skate. It'll trickle off into the near corner. Out at the point, floating shot in on goal from Barnes, and you know that Ellie saw that one all the way. Clock will stop at 7:22 to play here in period number 1. No score.
Cameron Barnes had that nice little wrist shot. She's a sophomore from Lafargeville, New York. Got a nice shot away, but as you said, there was no obstruction in front of Ellie Zerflu, so she saw it all the way.
Barnes from the left point off the faceoff, lays it down into the corner now and behind the Potsdam goal. A couple Oswego players playing catch with it down there before the Bears clear it out on a nice cross-ice pass, but just beyond the reach of Stephanie Dunlap. Now Dunlap will play it off the board. Goes to high slot. Shot there, knocked down halfway through. Oswego will clear, no icing here, as the Bears had a chance, a couple of them, to play it. So Potsdam will retreat to its own end. Alex Quinn brings it up for Emily Dellin of 12-11. Bears did a lot of skating and faced a ton of shots over the weekend at Plattsburgh. Here comes Oswego in 2-on-2. Nice save once again from Ellie Zerflu. She reaches up for the glove. They're trying to go top shelf on her, and so far she's reacting perfectly, really.
Well, and you know that style is now the goaltenders do go down and they try to get into that butterfly style. So oftentimes people are looking up into the upper part of the net. But as we talked about before, Ellie's a tall player, and she's able to get that glove up there and protect a lot of the net. And she's done an excellent job on it. She's technically so strong.
Slap shot, save, Zerflu. Right between the pads.
Held on there, and face-off's going to be to the right of Ellie here with 6:24 to go in the first period. Oswego really kind of having the better of the play here in this first period. They're skating quickly, handling the puck, creating some opportunity. Bears are getting a little bit too much defensive zone time to their liking.
And Oswego winning a majority of the face-offs, I do believe. All the numbers from the first period coming your way during our first intermission, which is now 6 minutes of game time away. 6 minutes to play in the first, no score. Here at the 14-minute mark of period number 1. One more game for the Bears in the regular season after tonight. That'll be Sunday afternoon against Morrisville. Here comes Potsdam. A Potsdam player goes down again. Corbett comes in for Oswego. Screens that shot just wide of the right post.
A lot of ice time for Potsdam, and not in a positive way.
No, I dare
now
say,
this one's
now Potsdam's going to get the penalty.
Yeah.
That's going to go against
Carly Green, I believe. Yep.
Carly's going to get called on the trip.
Yeah,
I'm not shaking my head at that call. That was a trip for sure.
Yeah.
But prior to that,
yes.
There have been several instances where I'm left kind of shaking my head. It's a good thing I'm on the radio. Oswego on its second power play of the game. Shot, save, cover up, Ellie Zerflu.
As we talked about before, about 25% success rate. The Bears on the penalty kill are about 71%. That number could be a little bit higher, but you know, a lot of that could be just a little bit jaded, maybe with the 4 games against Plattsburgh and so on. So it's a hard statistic to read on that. But nonetheless, pretty successful power play for Oswego State.
Bears play it out as unable to hold the point left side was Kirkostas.
That was a nice job by Mackenzie Martin as she was able to force the play behind the net and then kind of try to sneak out in front. The goaltender there, Joanna Hebert, had to be on her game to hold that face-off.
An offensive zone face-off as the Bears skate a player down for another minute 34 or less. Just under 5 minutes to play here in our opening period. Potsdam women's hockey tonight on the Potsdam Bearcast and Mix 96.1. This is Amanda Zenstein. Plays it up ahead to the right wing. Carried in behind the Potsdam goal. All the way out the other side. We'll go to Zenstein. Left point, banks it down to the top of the slot. played out mid-slot. A one-timer. Zerplu never saw that. I don't think she saw it, but she just reacted.
She did not see it, did not know where it was. From the time it hit her until they blew the whistle, actually, Potsdam Bear player went behind her to ensure that her legs didn't accidentally move the puck in, as sometimes happens. But nonetheless, good positioning on that is the reason for the save.
Off the face-off, Vanis pinned to the boards, down on a couple of knees a couple of times. A scrum halfway now through the Oswego power play. One-timer, and Zenstein didn't get quite as much on that as she really wanted to. But Oswego will hold the zone. Zenstein taps it over to the right point. Waits, top circle, screen shot, and a goal. It's going to be a power play goal for Philomena Taggart.
She's the one that shot it. I don't think it hit anything on the way in, so that's going to be a power play marker. Long shot from the point, really went cleanly in. Power play marker, 3:59 to go in the first period, and that's going to be a 1-0 lead for the Oswego Lakers.
So Taggart, the senior from Pickering, Ontario, as Oswego taking advantage of its second power play to open up the scoring here tonight late in period number 1. Kept alive over in the corner by McAleer of Oswego. McAleer will play it in behind the goal. Taken over here by Conboy. Conboy out to the point. Oswego still on the attack, looking for more. They are a very good passing team, these Lakers are. Bears will clear the zone out to center ice. Send one up on the rush. That is Dunlap. But Oswego's going to bring it back in, left side of the ice from Conboy. Cross ice, that's where Preston is. And Oswego's going to keep it down the corner. Bears try to throw it out, and they do, but this is going to go as an icing against the Bears. That'll stop the clock at 3 minutes and a second. Time left to play here in period number 1. Oswego on a power play goal, up 1-0.
I'm not sure if we have a handful of shots on the goaltender down at the other end here. Hebert has not been very busy here in the early going, and we're not going to match up very well in terms of shots on goal in this period. But the Bears have been able to hang in there, packing it in front, and getting good solid goaltending from Ellie Zerfu allows this to be a 1-goal game.
Like that one that just went through the crease. Out to center ice. Oswego, how many points ahead of the Bears? Solidly in 3rd place. Bears just trying to defend 4th place right now.
Yeah, I think Oswego has an opportunity to overtake Cortland mathematically, but the 4th place team will not be able to catch the 3rd place team with the remaining games here. Talk a little bit about that between periods.
Backhander attempt out in front, steered aside, knocked away by the Bears defense, out to center ice. And now a whistle in behind the play. It's going to be a boarding call. It looks like.
Boarding call, roughing
or
call.
Roughing.
Oswego is going in. We'll wait for the number. That's number 17. That's Zenstein that's going off. Amanda, she's the junior from Chalfont, PA. A little bit of a rough there in the eyes of the referee. So the Bears get a chance to get on to the power play. They're operating at about 13%. They've improved quite considerably here over the last 10 games or so.
Bears win the face-off here, dump it down in the corner, but Oswego jumps on the loose puck and clears the length of the ice. So Zenstein in the penalty box. Potsdam's first power play, coming with 2:10 to play in the first period. 20 seconds now into the extra skater situation here for the Bears.
You know, I haven't seen Megan Teachout on the ice very much here recently. She went heavily into the boards earlier in the period, so I don't know if we'll keep an eye out and see if she's getting onto the ice. There she is, right there.
Yeah, a good player to have on the power play for sure. With a dangerous shot that she possesses, but Potsdam can't hold the zone. And they're going to give up perhaps an odd man rush back the other way, but good hustle back by Ellie Cleary. Cleary will play it up through center. Dunlap plays it there. Dunlap can't play it down into the corner, though. Oswego clears it out. Halfway through the power play here for Potsdam, their first of the night, trailing 1-0. Here late in the first period, final minute of play. Teach out in behind the goal. Teach out draws a big crowd. We are not surprised. Kept in on the right wing side here in behind the Oswego net now for Teach out. Teach out. Taking a little bit too long to decide what she was going to do with that. Teach out will knock it down out to the point for Cleary. Cleary leaves it for Teach out. Backhands it, but not far enough into that corner. And Oswego just playing some terrific defense one-on-one over along that far board area, and they've got it down the ice again. Potsdam with just 10 seconds to go in the power play, and the Bears are going to get called on an icing.
Too many Bears in a short area over there. Three Bears, a defender and 2 forwards, and actually they're in a position where one of the defenders could cover 2 players there, and that's you don't want to be doing that when you have the advantage. You need a little bit more space so the puck can pass and you can create the odd man option.
The penalty is now over as we get a shot, a big juicy rebound, but unable to get there was Dunlap, and now we're down to 5 seconds to go in the period. Will we get another shot away? I do not believe so. We will not. As the Bears get a little flurry of offense there in the final 10 seconds or so, but not enough to cash in and tie the game up. So after 1 period of play, it's the Oswego Lakers 1 and the Potsdam Bears no score.
Well, it was a power play marker, and that came off the stick of Philomena Taggart, and really didn't have a whole lot on the shot, but it was a good quick shot, and just beat Ellie low on the ice there. So good. That's a power play marker. That gives the Lakers the lead, but the Bears with just a little bit of a flurry towards the end of that period, but clearly the advantage has to go to the Oswego Lakers. We'll see that in terms of shots on goal as soon as the stats are up. And so at the end of 1, we're down by 1.
Oswego out shooting the Bears by a considerable margin. What is that? Is that
looks to me to be 18-4.
Yeah, 18-4. So Potsdam's got to look at bettering its defensive positioning out there. We expected that they were going to face a lot of shots at Plattsburgh, and they did. Some 60 of them all told, at least in Saturday's game as I was looking at it. But here they are on pace to give up almost as many shots to the Lakers here, with having allowed 18 through to the net already.
Well, I think you called it throughout that period, and the reason for that, I mean, you can is their crisp passing. The puck moves faster than anybody can skate, so their passing is creating opportunities. The Bears are having trouble getting possession of the puck inside the defensive end because they're passing it around. Good goaltending is keeping the score where it is, and some good, decent defensive end play. But the Bears are not quick enough to pass the puck, and Oswego just is. Sustained ice time inside the defensive end, causing quite a few shots on goal. And at the end of 1, it will be 18 shots for the Lakers and 4 for the Bears. 16:01 of the first period, Philomena Taggart would get her 3rd of the year. Morgan Shines would pick up her 8th assist. And just a couple of penalties in that first period. Allie Banis would go off for holding. Carly Green would go off for tripping, and then Amanda Zenstein would go off for the roughing call. Could have been a couple of other penalties called in that period. That would have been in the favor of the Bears, but no such luck. So that's where we are, down by 1 at the end of 1.
Face-offs, a 60-40 split in favor of the Lakers, 12-8. They outfaced the Bears in period number 1. Well, after tonight, Coach, it's one more game coming up against Morrisville on Sunday. That'll be a 2 o'clock matinee game here at the Maxey Arena, and that will wrap up our regular season coverage of Potsdam Bears Winter Sports. Still some hopes and still some possibilities that the Potsdam men's basketball team, by winning out this weekend and maybe getting a little bit of help, could find themselves in top 4 position after the final weekend, but it's on the road at Oneonta and New Paltz. But the Bears are just a game behind 4th place New Paltz right now heading into this weekend.
And the women, are they looking at postseason or not?
I think they are. We'll check on that. I think they would be in as the 6th seed.
Yeah, okay.
Which would be automatically traveling to take on number 3 at the end of the season. But pretty tight in the SUNYAC women's basketball race. We'll get a look at that and check out some of the possibilities. Here we are in the first intermission of play, with the second period now just over 10 minutes away. And with that, we will take a break, an extended break here between periods. After 20 minutes of play here at the Maxey Arena tonight, it's the Oswego State Lakers 1, the Potsdam Bears no score. You're listening to Potsdam Bears women's hockey live tonight on the SUNY Potsdam Bearcast and Mix 96.1. All right, Cassandra, I am going to cut the audio. I'm going to turn the mixer off here, but of course the stream will stay up. And I will come back on and talk to you, about 8.5, 9 minutes from now. Thanks. right, Mix 96.1, I'll give you a 30-second countdown. Now let's make that in 3, 2, sorry, check that. Hold on a moment here. Let's try that in 3, 2, 1. Mark 30 seconds until Billboard. 20. Billboard in 10. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll that billboard, please and thank you. Well, the horn here at the Maxi Arena welcomes back the Potsdam players to the ice and welcomes you back to our broadcast as well. Potsdam Bears' first intermission in women's hockey tonight with Oswego leading on a power play goal. 1-0 heading toward the second. Bears are going to look to do a few things better in the coming period and that coming 2 periods for that matter. Down just 1-0, but with some things I think they can improve on.
Well, I think we can. We've seen them kind of pick up the pace at times throughout the course of the game as they get adjusted to the opposing team's style of play here. But the Bears seem a little unsure of themselves in terms of their passing and whatnot. So a little quicker release on their passing, a little bit more anticipation and thoughtfulness as opposed to the game. They're a little bit too reactionary and not enough in terms of creating some plays on their own. But this Oswego, you know, they can do it. They've got a 4-4 tie with Oswego earlier in the year, and they've been beaten by Oswego 5-0. So you're not sure which one you're going to see here.
Face-off gets the second period going, and Oswego will win it. They'll play it right into the Potsdam zone, dump down into the corner. Giving chase is Kylie Grugan. Grugan gets to the puck. Potsdam player wipes out. That was Vanis, but she's back up on her feet again, and the Bears get a stretch pass out up ahead for Merrill. Merrill the shot, and she misses the net. Trying to go upstairs as the Bears float one in from the point. That short hopped right out in front of the net before one of the defense swept that one aside. And back the other way comes a rush down the left wing side for Oswego. Good stick check down there. Wrap around trying a centering pass, and they're going to send it back to a vacated right point. And down the ice it goes without icing.
Yeah, that was a nice stick check by Ali Banis. Did a nice job on that.
As Oswego stopped up just inside the Potsdam blue line, here's Taylor Swamp. She'll backhand it into the zone and set up shop at the right point. As the Bears try to force the play down low with Ellie Cleary waiting here at the left point. Oswego will clear it out to center off of Cleary's stick. And now Cleary is going to give chase all the way across as she ended up switching spots with Taylor Swamp, who's a little head scratcher there. Oswego will keep it in now with Amanda Zensine. Zensine plays it down into the right wing corner, calls for it out at the point. She's going to get it. Zensine swings it left side, left point, shot Vandepon. The Bears will backhand it out of the zone. Dunlap after it, can't quite catch up to it. And Stephanie will head to the bench as Oswego comes in with a beautiful centering pass, and what a stop from Ellie Zerflu. The rebound through the crease and behind her, and out the other side. Oh my. Yes, Ashlyn McGrath doing some beautiful work right there. Here she comes again with a shot right on. Glove save, Ellie.
Well, not beautiful enough because she was all alone in front, and it was just Ellie Zerflu who came across moving from left to right and just stoned her. And that shot, she was all alone in front. Great pass coming from the side, but again, Ellie Zerflu keeps the puck out of the net.
Face-off will be to Zerflu's left. 2 minutes, 2 seconds into period number 2. 1-0 Oswego on a power play goal. Zerflu looks to her right. That's where the puck is, up from the corner along the half wall. And the Lakers will dig it out, but give it up Delanov can't clear the zone, centered down in front, and Zerflu had to recover. She was sliding to her left, had to come back to her right, in a position to swat that slow roller away. Now in the near corner. The Bears back on their heels a bit here now, but they play it out to center ice, where the Lakers will reset, send it in off a boot, and now it will be Merrill up ahead now. Played on here by the Bears, but not for long as Oswego brings it right back in. They'll get a partial change here. One in on the forecheck, they change the other four. One of those other four comes in from the left point, holding the puck in, still with it. Tried to go through too many Potsdam players, jamming up the slot. And here come the Bears with Merrill. Merrill bodied off of the puck, and we're going to get a penalty here. That's going to be an illegal check. Who's going to get it? That's the question. It's going to go against the Lakers, I do believe.
That's going to be number 20 going off for that illegal check. That's McAleer on that illegal check.
All right, so here's opportunity for the Bears, down 1-0 with their second power play now. Had one very late in the first period. We'll wait until the penalty time gets posted on the clock here. There it is. 2 minutes. 5-on-4. Face off one by Oswego. They're going to tip it out. They're going to send two on a rush. Down the right side. Sandry pass all alone out front. Turnaround. Stop Zerflu. Bears with a power play, but it's Oswego peppering the Potsdam net. And the Bears dive back and sweep it out of harm's way. Let's see if the Bears can get some numbers coming back down the ice. They're getting stopped up at their own blue line. The sticks are getting wild out there. Finally, the puck will clear the zone, but Oswego will dump it right back in. Just 30 seconds into this Potsdam power play. Oswego with some jump in their step.
Bears need to settle this down and come out with a little bit more patience.
I'll break it down the ice. This is going to go as an icing against the Bears as Delanov led a player up the wing, but she had not yet cleared the red line.
Well, what happened over there, you know, they got that flurry short-handed. The Bears got control of the puck. They tried to keep going right up the ice when they didn't really have any bodies in the right place. They got to regroup, slow it down, get everybody positioned. They've got an advantage here for over a minute. And both occasions there, they were a little bit too anxious coming out of the zone.
Shot deflected up over the net. Zerflu looked over her right shoulder to see that one tip up and over. Oswego holding the Potsdam zone. Oswego skating 4-on-5. It's a Potsdam power play. You wouldn't know it by looking at it right now. And now a Potsdam player held up without a whistle.
That's got to be a call. Wasn't a call.
It's got to be. 3-on-2. Shot on. Zerflu will hold. I cannot for the life of me understand why something like that would not get called.
Yeah, that's pass interference in football. That's a hold in hockey. It doesn't make any difference. But nonetheless, Bears have got to settle this thing down a little bit. They're getting outmaneuvered by the speed of Oswego, and they can't let their system work for them on this advantage.
I don't think the Bears have a shot on net at the other end on this power play, but they've had plenty against them at the other end.
They've barely gotten out of their own zone.
Now Potsdam will skate it up. Shorter pass this time from Mara. She'll settle and turn it into the zone. Cross ice pass. Somebody better race to catch up to it, and finally Ellie Cleary does, but not for long. It's going to be poked down the ice. Just 10 seconds to go in the Potsdam power play. First to the puck is Lizzie Burke of Oswego. She'll tie it up down there. Now she'll dig it out as the penalty expires, and we're back to 5-on-5. Here come the Bears out of the zone with Merrill. She'll hit the red line, dump it in. Coming in strong on the left side is Dunlap. Dunlap behind the net, poke checked off of her stick. Bears trying to play a carom. It'll be Green to hold it in. Green's going to drive it down toward the corner. She's got Dunlap out front, can't get her the centering feed. At the left point, Banis waits the play concentrated along the half wall. Bears will keep it alive down behind the goal. Dunlap cycles back to Teachout. Teachout tries a one-timer backhand out of the corner. That gets cut off. Bears with a chance here. A one-timer. What a blistering shot, but it's up and over the net from Kaylee Merrill. 6 minutes gone in period number 2. Down the ice it goes. And no icing here against Oswego.
It's waved off, yep.
And here's a shot blocked by Merrill again. Boy, she is getting in those shooting lanes. Trying to play the complete game here and lead her team back here. Down just 1-0, but squandered the vast majority of the power play they just had a few moments ago. Now 2-on-2 come the Bears. Can't get the centering pass away, and it's going to be curled in and out of the corner by Kylie Grugan. Up through center ice, stopped up at the Potsdam blue line. In come the Bears, 2-on-2. Here's Green off the stick of Barnes. Up and off the netting, out of play.
A little too long pulling the trigger there. Carly Green could have had a shot. Actually, Alexis Clark was coming in on the right-hand side there too. Probably the decision, the lesser of two evils, was to take that shot and getting it blocked away. But I suppose no shot is worse than a shot. But nonetheless, face-off for the Bears, and that's a win.
And it's a quick shot on goal, knocked down by the netminder Hebert. Bears keep it alive down in the corner, starting to skate a little bit better here now. They're getting into some passing lanes. They float one down in front. That's met by the defense of Oswego's number 4, Cameron Barnes. As Oswego quickly into the Potsdam zone, the Bears hustle back on defense. In back of the Potsdam goal, Zerflu washes the play there. It's hung up for a moment on the netting. Now it's popped off there. Oswego will keep it in at center point. Almost poked away, but the Lakers will get a shot, a save, a shot from the near side off the long rebound, and that's going to be Zerflu guarding the post to stop the clock at 12:38.
Nice little deflection right into her glove there, off her own stick to shut this down with 12:38 to go.
Face off to Zerflu's left. It will be the Lakers to win it back to the point for Webster. Quickly gets rid of it down the wall. Comes back to her off deflection. Now Webster skating in. Hard shot right on. Zerflu again with a stop.
Again, just textbook positioning by Zerflu. Not textbook play by the Bears, as the seas kind of parted. She had all the time in the world to take that shot, really unobstructed there. The Bears got to find a way to do better on the face-off.
Webster again, shot, save.
Those are two clear face-off wins in a row for Oswego in the offensive zone. Bears not successful at that, and two good shots unobstructed, getting all the way to Ellie Zerflu.
And another face-off win for Oswego, but the Bears will hop on a bouncing puck, 2-on-2. What a nice move by Merrill. Can't beat that last player to Webster, though, on defense. Webster hustling back there.
She's fun to watch.
Absolutely she is. 8 minutes gone, period number 2. Still 1-0 for Oswego. First breakout denied. Second one comes out to center. Now Potsdam in with a drop pass. Merrill, nice shot. Big save there, and somehow that rebound wasn't able to be pushed back up in front of the net. That was a good sliding guarding of that post by the netminder Hebert.
Yeah, right there looking for that rebound was Sarah Barrett.
Here come the Bears. It's going to be a tipped pass into the zone for an icing.
And an ice.
Meet the ice, Alexis Clark.
Yeah.
Up close and personal. 11 minutes, 28 seconds ago, period number 2. Still 1-0 Oswego.
Still that power play marker from Philomena Taggart from the point in the first period.
And a face-off win for the Bears, finally in behind the goal. That's where it is played. Up into center ice. And Zenstein works it back in. Zenstein will take the shot through a crowd. That reaches goal, gloved down by Zerflu. In behind they give chase. Potsdam just as a team seems to be a half or 3/4 of a stride off, and we are going to get a penalty here finally against Oswego as they touch up.
It's going to be a tripping call, I believe. Oswego player going to be heading to the box for 2 minutes or less. Hopefully the Bears can get something going. That's going to be number 3 going off, Cheyne Kennedy, on the trip.
Well, we don't have to go back too many minutes in this game to know that Potsdam's last power play was not a very good one, but they get an opening face-off win here. In toward goal, looking for a weak side tip was Merrill, didn't miss by much. That puck just kind of, I think, lifted up on her stick, or she had to lift her stick up to meet it. Potsdam on the power play, still trailing 1-0 here, midpoint second period. Left here for Teachout. She tries to go near post to tuck it in. Came up a little bit short. Potsdam's Merrill is down. Oswego brings it out full head of steam here toward goal. Nice block back there by Ellie Cleary. Still they have it. Do the Liquor shot on, and Zerflu's going to have to hold for the faceoff.
Bednarik came all the way down with a good head of steam, cutting a little bit right to left, and had a good opportunity. The initial shot didn't make it through, but the second one did here, as they're going to have an offensive faceoff. Bears inside their own end with 1:20 to go, in the advantage for the Bears on the power play. A little better patience on the offensive setup. We'll see what they do when they break out of the zone.
Well, they'll chip it out of the zone and send ahead. Here's an opportunity developing for the Bears out of the corner, but being spun around down there for Potsdam was Olivia Chambers. Bears will keep it alive. Rising shot, big rebound after it's knocked down in front. They'll come to the half wall. Bears cycle it down into the corner. Chambers after it again. Now what of the pack out in front. What a big save. Puck still alive with the goalie out. Shoot at puck. Out in front, rebound. They can't tuck it home. What a great final second reaction there by Aislinn McAleer. She made the stop on that, as the Bears had a wide open short side of the net.
Couple of times.
23 seconds to go in the Potsdam power play, trailing 1-0 here at Potsdam tonight. A big game for the Bears, and around the horn it will go. Icing is waved off because Oswego is still a player down for another 8 seconds. Well, Bears with much better opportunity in this power play, despite coming up without a goal as yet, as Oswego has killed it off. 8:50 to go. Period number 2, still 1-0 Oswego. High centering pass in the slot, played out of the left circle and behind the goal. Haas will reach it there for Preston, right point. Block shot off the boot, and this is going to come all the way down ice. Played on by Hebert. Uses that big stick to bank it one-timer off the boards out to center ice. Bears will jump on it there. Bears coming in. Short range shot and goal!
That's going to be Kaylee Merrill, who came down that right-hand side and she does what she does. I mean, she just got those great hands. You give her an opportunity, she just roofed it. It was just an outstanding shot. Teachout was in front kind of as a decoy. Could have received a pass, but just brought the goaltender just ever so much off the sidebar, and just a terrific shot. She just
Nobody really took Merrill that time.
No, she's just such a terrific player.
Yeah, she just had to pick her spot, and she picked the perfect one. An even strength goal, and we're tied at 1 here in the second period. Just about 8 minutes to go in it. Well, that's a nice comeback for the Bears after being dominated for long stretches of this game. Moved the puck as well as they did that time. They're on the run again. Here come the Bears in 1 against the world. It's poked off the stick. As Barrett chases it, actually Barrett out front. Not going to be able to get her the puck, so Oswego will play it out to center. Bears meet it inside the blue line. Chambers knocked down. And the puck will get deflected into the Oswego defensive zone. 7.5 to go. Period 2. We're tied at 1. Lakers pass up the middle. Does not reach Corbett. But now on a second chance down the left side, they'll fire one in behind the goal. Mad dash to the corner. Puck hops out of there. Corbett trying to get open out in front.
Good work.
Hull as well. Nice back check there by Potsdam's number 8, Sarah Barrett. Kept in at the line. No, that puck comes out. It'll be offside called against Oswego.
Nice play by Barrett. But, terrific goal by Merrill. That's her 13th of the year. That's she's putting together quite a year.
She made no mistake. I mean, she doesn't choose to go to an off-speed shot. She just blasts it home, and but with accuracy. And that's the beauty of her game and her shot.
Well, you just look at the skill level, and it's often you don't see a lot of that at any level. She just has great hands, a great imagination and creativity to go along with those skills, and she can finish, that's for sure.
Janice keeps the puck in at the right point, dumps it down into the corner. Oswego getting a chance to clear it out, ice and down the ice it will go. Icing waved off as there were a few players with chances to reach in and touch that puck. It's going to be Green from behind her own net. Make that Banis. Banis number 22 plays it, banks it out to center for Merrill. Back in as Banis will have to hustle after this now with Emily Delneuve, and another penalty coming here. Who's this one going to go against?
That's going to go against Ali Banis.
Yeah.
On a little bit aggressive on the boards there. They were going to let him play on, but I think she finished it just a little bit too much.
So Oswego will go back on the power play with 5:59 to go in the second. In a 1-1 tie, Ali Banis to the box on a hold. We'll watch this Bears team finish up their regular season here at home against Morrisville, Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, and I think the Bears, I think they've got to win. They're currently in 4th place. Canton is within striking distance. Like the opportunity, if they can win one of 2, I think they'll go on to postseason.
And their reward would be a trip to Plattsburgh. Hey, you know, the old adage, the overused as the shot sails wide. The overused cliche, but it does ring true. You got to play the best to beat the best, or beat the best to be the best.
There's a lot of them, isn't there? In order to get to it, you got to go through it and whatever.
And Plattsburgh second ranked in the country again this week. They are on a tear. But first things first. 110, they go for the weak side tip or short side tip. And that's deflected off into the corner. Oswego will hold the Potsdam zone. Directed toward goal off a stick or a skate out in front. Bears are trying to get that player out of there. That is Rachel Corbett. Just about camping out in front of the Potsdam goal.
Good job by Ellie Clary moving her out of there.
Yeah. And of course, another one of the advantages that Ellie Zerflu has is her height. She can see over the players standing in front of her, most of them. Glove save by Ellie Zerflu. I don't know if that one was headed for that top corner or not, but close enough where she reached out and made sure it didn't go any further.
Well, shut it down too. You know, I mean, you get running around a little bit on the power play, or on the penalty kill. Good to shut it down, see what you can do on the face-off, maybe get a win and get a clear.
30 seconds ago, and Bears do get a clear. Up ahead, here comes Merrill, one-on-one. Merrill, the shot, the save, the rebound, they score! Merrill again, I do believe.
Yes, indeed. It has to be. She was the only one close enough to it. She came down, took the shot. The puck was floating along there. She just stayed right on it. One of the things that happens there is oftentimes you take the shot, you'll skate by the net. She didn't. She stayed on it, and she stopped, and she was able to keep herself on that puck. And ultimately, I don't know whether the goaltender's body actually carried it in, but it doesn't make any difference, does it?
Not at all. That's going to be a shorthanded goal for the Bears to take their first lead of the night. Here comes Oswego in with a shot from the right side, and Kylie Grugan, she's a good speedy winger. As Oswego still in the power play for another 10 seconds. They've given up the shorthanded goal. We'll get the official call on her right here, right now.
th goal of the year for Kaylee Merrill on that shorty down the right-hand side. Just
here's a heavy shot right there, but it misses wide on the right post. We're back to 5-on-5. You're skating much better now, but this is going to be off a green, and icing gets waved along the way. So we go skating it back out to center ice. She just tried to take out Teach out. Here comes Potsdam, 3-on-2, but a soft shot off the stick of Swamp. Will get turned aside by Joanna Hebert. Out to center. Bears getting much better coverage at center ice now. And picking off some of these passes that were clicking at a much higher rate in the first period for Oswego. Tied up in the corner, Zerflu looks to her left. That's where the play is. As Taylor Swamp will get there. Swamp pretty strong with her backhand, and she's seen her rely on that a few times here tonight.
Well, she's one of those players that has improved. She, you know, in my mind, she could be every bit the most improved player on this team. She came off a season a bit ago. Going to get a penalty there on a slash.
Yep, it's going to be Oswego again going in the power play.
It's going to be a trip. Where I was talking about Taylor Swan. She didn't get a lot of ice time there as she began her career, and maybe even earlier on, but this year she's really blossomed and has really improved quite a bit. She's a solid contributor to this Bears program.
Merrill's second goal, assisted by Rebecca Holmes, and let's give due credit to Rebecca for getting her that puck in the first place.
The aforementioned Taylor Swamp is going into the penalty box.
Well, it's one way to get on the score sheet, right? Here's Kennedy, her shot blocked by Merrill, top of the slot to the corner. So we go on the power play again. What's this, their fourth? Something along those lines. Yep. They're down 2-1. The Bears had just scored shorthanded. Cross ice, nice play, but broken up at the last second on a back-checking slide block by Alex Quinn.
Well, that's one of those that you really want to see a one-timer on. She held on to it for just a little bit too long. Teed it up a little bit, if you will.
Oswego keeping it in the Potsdam zone. Kennedy slides it to the left circle. Played out to the side of the net, bounding around out in front. Zerflu hugging that right post. Now she'll look behind as the puck loosens up. They feed the left point, skating across the center point. Back it comes now for Kennedy in the crowd, well wide of the mark. Kennedy will get it back, skating center point, right side for Haas. Haas, that's blocked by Delnuv. Delnuv will follow her own block, but can't clear it. Kennedy high slot, 45 to go in the power play. The shot, and that's blocked again by Emily Delnuv. That one stung. If the first one didn't, that one did. And now we get a Potsdam player down. I think Vanis has just drawn a penalty against Oswego. She has.
Yes, she has. A couple of great blocks there. When I was talking about the shot by, can't remember the player now for Oswego, she did try to tee it up. I'm glad she did, mind you, because on the one-timer she might have had a better opportunity at it, but nonetheless, a tremendous save by Ellie Zerflu here. So we got a little 4-on-4 hockey for the next 40 seconds.
Simone Bednarik into the sin bin. Well, Oswego, we know, is a good skating, good skating and good passing team. I was looking behind the play there as Potsdam player was taken down again, or went down anyway. So 4-on-4 for another 20 seconds. And the Bears are just going to skate it up ice here. Into the zone goes Ellie Clear. She's going to direct it on net. And we'll get the face-off in the Oswego defensive zone. 13 seconds left of 4-on-4. Then the Bears are going to have about a minute and a half's worth of power play to work with.
good play by Ellie Clary. She actually regrouped a little bit to give herself a little time and space rather than forcing it at the immediate time that she got the puck. That allowed teams to spread out, and then she came all the way up the ice, took all the ice. She's a fine skater. She can contribute a lot with her skating, and she did on that last rush.
Oswego sends it ahead. Play broken up at center ice. Bears will work it back, and now Potsdam back on the power play. I said a minute and a half. I actually meant a minute 20, I think. Now at a minute 10 as the Bears get Dunlap having to retreat in behind her own goal to get the Bears starting up out of their own end. Here they come through center. On side, but on her knees. Here's Teachout.
Oh!
Gets the shot, and it's tipped off the post. How did she do that? Here's a shot by Delnov as the period comes to an end. Bears will open up the third period with 50 seconds left in the power play, and more importantly, a 2-1 lead.
Well, you know, Megan Teachout, she's been a little silent here in the first 2/3 of this game. But her greatest offensive contribution was on her knees there as she was swiveling along and handling the puck. She had actually lost her footing just inside the blue line, but she kept control of the puck, kept looking at it. Oswego couldn't find it. She wheels around and gets a shot towards the goal. Great effort by Megan Teachout.
I don't know if that was tipped off the crossbar or the post, but...
Oh, it went off, yep.
Yeah, it did go off. I don't know if it was off a Teachout stick or somebody was coming in. That was a fun little sequence right there. So we are at the end of 2 periods of play, and again the Bears will have 50 seconds, 5-0, of power play time to work with when they open up play in the third period. And Potsdam on an even strength goal and a short-handed goal, both of them by Miss Merrill, go ahead in the second period 2-1.
Well, we talked a little bit about Potsdam adjusting to the speed of Oswego and the speed of the game. I think that they improved as that period wore on. You know, they got more comfortable with the game. I didn't think they were comfortable in the first period, but as it wore on, they got a little bit more comfortable. And certainly, Kaylee Merrill with that short-handed goal just gave them the pickup and gave them the energy to finish out that period.
Oswego does outshoot Potsdam in the second, but a much closer margin in period number 2, 15-11 shots on goal for the Lakers. And we'll await here the 2-period totals and all the numbers that matter here as we get them from our buddy Dan Bronson here up in press row.
Well, in the second period at 11:38, it was Kaylee Merrill getting her 13th of the year. Megan Teachout would pick up the assist, and then at 15:39, a shorthanded goal by Kaylee Merrill, and Rebecca Holmes would pick up her second assist of the year. Kaylee Merrill's 14th goal of the year. Shots on goal in the second period had the Lakers out shooting Potsdam 15-11 for a 2-period total of 33-15. Penalties in the second period. McAleer would go off for Oswego. Kennedy would go off for Oswego. And then it would be Ali Banis and Taylor Swamp. And then Bednardik would go off for Oswego. So in that period, there were 5 penalties, 3 for Oswego, 2 for Potsdam. Face-offs. Where do you see that, partner, on the period or totals?
Those would be totals now.
So totals now. Oswego is, has 125 and Potsdam has 115. So a pretty decided edge in face-off success for the Lakers.
Outface 13. Yeah, 13-7 in that second period. So, Oswego 12-8 on face-offs in the first, 13-7 in the second period. But Potsdam has gone out in front, thanks in no small part to the hustle of Kaylee Merrill and some perfect finishes, an even strength goal and a shorthanded goal. And after 40 here at the Maxi Arena tonight, we go to our intermission break. with the Potsdam Bears leading the Oswego Lakers 2-1. Come on back for third period action in about 10 minutes from now on the SUNY Potsdam Bearcast and Mix 96.1. All right, I will talk to you, Cassandra, in about 9 minutes or so. Talking in about 9, turning off the mixer. basketball. All right, Cassandra, let's roll. Well, let me give you a 30-second mark and countdown to Billboard. In 3, 2, 1, mark 30 seconds until Billboard. Billboard in 15. Billboard in 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll the Billboard, please. Thank you. Pretty good game so far here at the Maxi Arena as we welcome you back for third period action between the Potsdam Bears and the Oswego State Lakers in women's NEWHL play late here in the season. The Bears with just one more regular season game after this one. They'll be home Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock in a game against Morrisville. You'll be able to catch right here. This game, Coach, after 2 periods of play, Potsdam with a terrific second period comeback, and it really was a comeback as they get a couple of goals. Go ahead, 2-1.
Well, and Kaylee Merrill led the way there. Terrific effort coming down the right-hand side for her first goal. Just a snipe. She just shot off the stride and went high in the corner over the glove. Just a beautiful goal. And then a couple of minutes later gets that short-handed goal, which inspired the Bears. Gave them the lead, but inspired them to get through that second period. Oswego, a little faster on their skates, but we talked about it a little bit before. The Bears have adjusted to the speed nicely, and so we're looking forward to an exciting third period.
Potsdam basketball teams finish up SUNYAC play this weekend on the road at Oneonta and New Paltz. The men right now sit alone in 5th place. At 9 and 7, they are a game behind New Paltz, one of the teams they'll be playing this weekend. The Potsdam women right now in 6th place, still in good position to claim the 6th and final playoff berth on the women's side. But based on the standings as we see them, the Bears would do themselves well to win at least one game this weekend on the women's side. We'll be able to look in and catch all those games at SUNY, make that actually at PotsdamBears.com. Potsdam women's hockey team starting off this third period with 40 seconds left to power play. Teach out the shot. Didn't miss by much. She walked in for that one. It's going to come in her general neighborhood again, but they play keep away due to the Lakers. Lakers break out 2-on-2 through center ice. They stay onside. Shot blocked. Webster will play it down into the corner and jump on it as she heads down. Bears still a player up as they get perhaps their last rusher of this power play. Dunlap shot, sliding stick save here by the netminder Joanna Hebert. 5 seconds ago in the Potsdam power play, leading 2-1 here early in the third period. Kept alive at the point as we come back to even strike down in front. Knocked down by defender, rebound out in front. Bears are not going to get another shot off here as Oswego uses some of their big bodies to carry it off into the corner. Back to even strength. And that's going to be icing against Oswego.
Icing call. Puck kind of hung around inside in the slot area there for quite a bit. Kaylee Merrill was around it. They're just kind of poking at it. Couldn't get a lot on that shot, so I don't think any of them really made it to the goal. But nonetheless, the Bears some pretty good time in the offensive end there on that advantage.
Face off to the right of Hebert. Won by the Lakers. Lakers, 5 points up on the Bears in third place. Bears looking to solidify 4th place, the 4th and final playoff spot. It's an interesting little play right there. Maybe a little mental miscue by one of the Potsdam players with a chance to clear it out, didn't do so. Oswego will hold the zone down into the corner. Now it'll come up to Olivia Chambers. Chambers is going to skate down on it and now bring it back to the near side. center, dumped right back in by the Lakers. They are onside apparently. One in on the forecheck as a couple change up, and the Lakers will hold the zone. Here's a drive toward net. The shot and a glove save from Ellie Zerflu. That came off the stick pretty quickly of Ariella Haas.
Dangerous play. Bears, again, we mentioned it throughout the year that you get within 4 or 5 feet of that blue line, you better get it out, and we didn't at that point in time. There was a turnover and a good offensive opportunity for Oswego on the Bears' inability to get it out of the zone.
As Oswego wins another faceoff, Swamp stood straight up and behind, or at the side of the Potsdam goal. Big crowd down the corner. Teachout trying to dig it out of there. And it's freed up behind the net. Oswego first to it. Here's a one-timer from the point. That gets deflected just wide of the mark. As Taggart, who has their goal, was the one who sent it in. Now here comes Potsdam with a chance down the left wing side, one-on-one, and blocked by the last line of defense. And we get a penalty coming up here against Oswego. That's going to be an illegal check.
Well, that was on Alexis Clark, who had the offensive opportunity. She was in full flight when she got the puck inside the zone, went down, didn't get a healthy shot on goal, but followed it to the corner before Morgan Shines would take her heavily into the boards and get the penalty call. So the Bears on the power play here with 17-14 to go in the third period.
And how important, Coach, has been following your shot? How important has that been to the Bears' efforts here tonight?
No doubt. I mean, they've stayed on the puck, and no better example than Kaylee Merrill staying on that shot, that shorty.
Well, Potsdam on the power play. 3 minutes into the third period, leading 2-1 here at home. Looking essentially with a win here tonight, the Bears would even up the season series. Here's a chance on a weak backhander. That's going to get steered aside, and it hops over a stick out at center point, and having to track it down will be Cleary. She's got it. Cleary drops it off for Teachout. Teachout, good wheels. Up to the left side now. Teachout still in. Teachout still with it behind the goal, looking for an outlet. She's still going to hold it and finally move it out to the point. Kept in there and then cleared. Down the ice it will go. Foot race to it. And getting there first will be the Potsdam player, Mackenzie Martin. Good burst speed by her. Now here comes Potsdam on the attack. Bidding for her third. Can't get the shot of the away. That time Kaylee Merrill. Maybe held it a little bit too long. Down the ice it goes. Cleared down and chased down by the Lakers. Rushing down ice was Aislinn McAleer, but the Bears come back with it. Half a minute to go in their power play. Looking to build on a 2-1 lead. Centering pass dies off in the blue, and then it's going to be swept down the ice. Where Zerflu will play it off into the corner. A good hustle down ice again by these Lakers.
Long shift for Kaylee Merrill out there. She's got to get off here.
Potsdam with a rush up the ice. This is Olivia Chambers coming down the right side. Chambers will carry the puck into the corner. And it's checked off of her stick. Shot, make that the penalty now is over against Oswego. So the Bears come up empty on that power play opportunity and give away a break and a shot and a goal. Oh, what a... well, I'm not going to fault the Potsdam player on that turnover. It was just horrible timing.
Well, that's going to be Morgan Shines, I believe, who gets the goal. Rebecca Holmes really couldn't handle the puck there. It went off her stick and right onto the pads of Shines as she was able to walk in all alone for that game-tying goal here with 15 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the third period. We've got a tie game.
So a turnover in the slot, and Oswego capitalizes to tie the game at 2. Out in front of the Potsdam net, the Bears will clear it out to center. And we'll see if that ignites this Oswego team a bit. It should, as Riley Preston plays it in. Bears around the boards. Now back near side. move it along with Sarah Barrett. Up the right wing side for Megan Sheehan. Sheehan will stay on the ice, one of the Potsdam players. A couple of them changing up now. Bears will get a full change as the puck is an icing call against Oswego. 14-18 left here in period number 3. We're now tied at 2.
I notice Riley Preston from Lake Placid. That's the Preston name is a storied Lake Placid hockey name up there. So she's playing as a freshman for Oswego.
Face-off win for Potsdam. Green centering pass. Bears can't get the shot away. Now they do in a crowd. That gets kicked away before it can reach net. Sent ahead by the Lakers. Down the left side, drop pass. That's intercepted. Bears looking for an outlet. It's going to go up ahead of Green. She'll catch up to it. Green centers right in the middle. And Merrill tried to get the shot off, but her stick was held up pretty well. Actually, that wasn't Merrill. That was Swamp running on the rush. Here comes Merrill. Merrill held up. Merrill still with it, spinning around. And finally, Oswego will clear the zone out to center ice. Bannis, just off the Potsdam bench on a change, is out there to work it back in. Shot on. Kicked in back of the net by Hebert. Now to the left point, Bannis gets rid of it quickly. A one-timer in behind for Chambers. It's going to come out now for Teachout. Lost sight of it there as the Lakers play it to open ice for Corbett. Corbett in across the line. Corbett still going toward net. And that's shoveled well wide of the net. Up out of the corner. Centering attempt. A Potsdam player, the only one there. Bears will clear the zone. 2-2 your score. Here comes Oswego with another rush glove save. Rebound, another stop by Ellie Zerflu. Couple of much needed saves right there as it's going to be Emily Delnov out, weaving her way from left side to right. Left the puck at the blue line. Poked back out of there as Oswego comes in with Kennedy, one against everybody. Her shot blocked into the corner. Megan Sheehan down there for Potsdam. It'll be fed along by Rebecca Holmes, but only about halfway up the boards. Not out. Oswego holds, centering pass, can't get to the forehand as Delnov has her stick held up. And Delnov will play it along the wall, but not out. From the right point, one-timer, well wide, with 11:53 to go. Here's Kennedy off the board. That shot gets blocked halfway through as she was skating in near the top of the left circle. Behind the net, here is Sheehan again. Sheehan with a long shift out there for Potsdam here in this third period. And Oswego continues to press for the go-ahead goal. They led this game initially. Top angle, one-timer. That was quite the shot off the wall there by Zenstein. And now finally Potsdam will bring it out with Kaylee Merrill. She gets stopped up at the blue line. McAleer comes in, loses her footing. And the Bears will play it up ahead and get a much-needed change with 11 minutes and a couple of seconds to go here in the third.
Well, you were right. That goal really gave them, put their foot on the gas. They've been just all over the Bears since they scored that goal. Nice save by Ellie Zerflu right there.
That one may have gone off either her shoulder or her helmet or both. Center point, redirected about halfway in. Bears with Chambers, who will leave it for Swamp. Swamp up the ice on the rush. Swamp waits, puts a shot on. Short rebound given up before it's covered by the netminder Hebert.
Well, Sarah Barrett got her stick on that. So Swamp came down there just about top of the circle, let a pretty good shot go, and made it all the way through. And it was Sarah Barrett who came on, and she did get her stick on the puck, but it was saved by Hebert. So nice effort by Swamp and Barrett to get that towards the goal.
That is a face-off win for the Bears. Into the corner it will go. To it first is Avery Webster. She's bodied off the puck, centering pass. Met at the side of the net by the Oswego defensive core. Now quickly down the ice they come. They try to stretch it out. The play off to the boards. Out of the corner, swatted away here by Alex Quinn. Bears breakout passes have just not high percentage here at times. But we're in a 2-2 game with just under 10 minutes to play in period number 3. Oswego's come back on an even strength goal here in the third period to knot the game up at 2. Here comes Hall off the boards. Hall out front. Weak shot. Rebound given up and behind. Still alive out in front. Bears are on it with Teachout. Teachout has a poke check off of her stick by Corbett. Directed in from the point. That's going to get cleared aside. Potsdam scrambling a little bit here now as it's out in front. Wide goes the shot from the top of the right circle. Corbett after it again. 3 strong now with Kennedy. Number 3 feeds the right point. Back for Kennedy, center point. The shot that's blocked en route by Megan Teachout, but it does not clear the zone. Can the Bears get the puck out of there? Let's find out. Sarah Barrett had the opportunity again.
Slow to the puck. They're slow to the puck right now. They're being beaten to the puck.
Kennedy's shot well seen by Zerflu. Kept in at the right point. And the Bears are chasing right now with 8:43 to go in the third. In a 2-2 tie. Kennedy left point feeds the right point. Bears are scrambling. Down into the corner goes the puck. Centering pass, and finally, no, the Bears can't get it out. Still kept alive. Kennedy, left point, slides it across for Zenstein. Tipped down into the corner. 8:15 to go. Here's Banis with a chance to move it along. And Oswego making a change, but the Bears leave it behind. Banis can't clear. Out in front through the crease, and they miss on the tip for the go-ahead goal. Finally, here comes Potsdam down the ice with Alexis Clark. She'll play it in past Amanda Zenstein. And a Potsdam penalty coming up here now. As put to the ice is Avery Webster. Oswego going back on the attack. They'll have the extra skater. They have an extra skater now as the netminder has been pulled for the extra attacker. Cross ice, circle to circle. The shot blocked by Teachout. That's a touch that will sound the whistle.
Well, I'm not sure if I think they've been on a power play for about the last 3 minutes anyway. You know, really ever since that goal, their momentum has really shifted. The Bears, in the even strength situation, are just not able to get to loose pucks. They're too slow at getting it, and Oswego is getting there and moving the puck around, but see what happens here on the penalty kill.
If I'm Coach Haney right there, I might have called timeout as the puck is tipped wide and high at the Potsdam goal. Oswego on the power play once again. In the box for Potsdam is Alexis Clark. Left circle, short side shot, knocked down by Ellie Zerflu. Oswego will keep it as Kennedy heads to the center point. She'll get the puck here. Swings it right. Try to jam it through. It's picked off, but not cleared. Kept in by Kennedy again. Well, she is so good at reading Potsdam breakout passes. She's cut down probably 3 or 4 of them in the last few minutes.
Thought Kaylee Merrill was going to be able to clear there, but not able to get it. Kennedy got it.
Haas goes cross ice for Bednarik. Back for a Haas, near side, the shot and a goal. And Oswego's back on top. It's their second power play goal of the night.
Well, it's only a matter of time as far as I can see right now. 6:29 to go. Power play there. You know, good shot. Just too many zone times. Too many times that we've had an opportunity to clear, and we just don't do it. Our decision making now, fatigue is setting in. It's affecting the body and the mind, and the Bears just aren't able to make the good decisions that allow them to stay into this game.
That's why, as an armchair quarterback, I probably would have taken a timeout there before that power play started, because the Bears had been scrambling 5-on-5, and they were about to go 5-on-4 once again. Here's the shot on Zerflu. She'll square up to that one and stop it with 6:11 to go. Oswego back on top. The Bears with 2 in the second to go ahead 2-1. Oswego 2 of their own here in the third to regain the lead.
Well, like you say, I think the timeout would have been the call prior to or right at the penalty, but nonetheless, you're going to see a timeout here before too awful long, I would think. It's going to be an icing call, I believe.
And it will be against the Bears. Even 6 minutes left in this one. Still enough time, but the Bears just need to really reset mentally, I think, as much as anything.
I think right now, with this amount of time left, Coach Haney is going to look and see what his team has got left in them and get closer down to below 3 minutes if he can do it before the timeout goes. So I think as long as he's waited this long, he's going to wait till under 3 minutes.
Oswego skating stronger and stronger as this third period unfolds. We're down to 5:35 to play in it. 2 goals here in the third for the visitors from Oswego, and they're up 3-2 in this game. Let's see indeed what the Bears do have left. As it's Banis coming through center, down the right wing side. Poke checked off of her stick. She'll pick it off, send it out in front. Not enough there for Dunlap to get on. And the Lakers will play it up the slot and out. Lakers on the rush with Hall down the left wing. Stopped up there. Poke checked away but not cleared. Sent out in front, blocked down. Dunlap with it now for Potsdam. Dunlap ahead for Delnuve. Delnuve, who's been relatively quiet here tonight, will put it on goal and force an offensive zone face-off for Potsdam.
Well, the Bears, again, coach is looking at this offensive face-off, seeing what that potential means. But I think we'll see him under 3 minutes before he uses that timeout.
Just under 5 to go. Potsdam winning the face-off for Merrill down the corner. She draws a lot of attention as soon as she gets anywhere near the puck. With good reason. Here's a centering pass, short angle shot by Delnuve. That gets turned aside by Hebert. In behind Hebert goes the puck. And Oswego with a nice breakout pass up the middle. We're just going to swing it into the Potsdam zone. Why not? With 4.5 minutes to go. Send Kennedy in on a forechecking attempt, but it's Potsdam out with it. Merrill doubled off of the puck. And quickly back in comes Oswego. Drop pass there, the shot. That sails just wide. Big carom off the backboards will come to the side of the net. And one thing about playing here on home ice, Ellie Zerflu knows just how those boards play.
Well, that's exactly right. It was so well played by her. She understood what was going to happen, what the speed was going to be coming off the backboards, and she played it perfectly.
Face-off win for Oswego. As Green overskates a clearing possibility. Oswego will keep it in half wall left side now. Here come the Bears with a stretch pass. Up ahead for Green. Green, the shot just wide. She got a nice jump on that. Held in at the right point. Nice bank off the wall there. Fed in back of the net now by the Bears.
That was Avery Webster with that good defensive play against Green.
Turnaround shot off a Potsdam player out in front. To add her back to the puck. Looking for it. Oswego. Short passes out of their own zone now. They will carry it. They're looking to make some changes. Not really. Yeah, now they go. Bears do the same with 3:20 to play in the third. Here comes Ticha. Does she have any magic? She gets tripped up here, and that's going to draw a penalty against Oswego. Bears pull Zerflu for the extra attacker. Here's Dunlap with it. Dunlap now back to the point for Cleary. Cleary continues, and finally Oswego will touch up with an even 3 minutes to go. Well, you want opportunity, Coach, and they've got it right here.
Well, here's going to be the interesting call. They're going to have 2 minutes or less with certainly an advantage. How long do you keep the goalie in? Down a goal. On the clear, they can try from deep in their own zone against an empty net.
Right.
They can try for the ice.
I'm saying about 1.5 minutes. Split the difference.
Well, right now, probably you're going to get into this a little bit and see what you can do in the first half of this penalty. There they go.
Two Oswego players down in the shot. Big save there by Hebert on the short side. Bears on the power play out in front again. The rebound given up, but steered in back of the Oswego net. Big battle for it down there. Bears bring Vanis out. Potsdam player knocked off the puck, and it's cleared down the ice. 1:20 in the penalty, 2:20 in the period. Bears down a goal, 3-2 right now. Oswego leading. Bears enter the zone with Merrill, trying to make some space for herself. Back to Teachout at the point. Here come the Bears. The shot is blocked right away, and out to center ice. And look at Simone Bednarik, just running roughshod there as Potsdam brings it out with Teachout once again. She's getting hacked at. Here comes Teachout. Teachout in the slot, lost the puck, and it's going to be cleared out. Just into the Potsdam zone. Teachout better hustle back because Bednarik is right there with her. Bednarik goes hard into the boards of her own accord. Now we're down to 35 seconds in the Potsdam power play. 1:35 in the game. With Zerflu still in. The Potsdam goal. Bodies flying all over out there as Oswego will clear the zone all the way down the ice. Down to 1:15 in the period, 15 in the power play for Potsdam. And Oswego player down. She's getting back up. Bears turn it over at center ice, dumped back in. And the Bears are going to come up empty on this power play. The power play is over. There's 1 minute to go in the third period. Oswego will play keep away and dump it into the Potsdam zone.
That's the danger of, the timeout and getting the goalie out. You've got to have an opportune time, and you've got to get that orchestrated either by a timeout or by a face-off.
Dunlap with some nice moves. And now they call for Zerflu to come out for the extra attacker. Half a minute to play in the third. Bears are down a goal with an empty net. 6 on 5, they're skating. Bodies continue to fly. Sticks too. All over. Bears still in the Oswego zone with inside of 20 seconds to go. It is in behind the goal now for Kaylee Merrill. Merrill trying to dig it out of there. 10 seconds to go. Merrill twisting, turning, feeds the point. Nobody home. Down the ice it goes, and this will do it.
Well, you need to get a drink of water, partner, because that was a great call. It's an exciting game here. We came down the strategy a little bit funky as we got down towards the end. Had the advantage. Question mark with 3 minutes to go. Do you pull your goalie and try to go to the two-person advantage? You can second guess, like you say, armchair quarterback here, but just a good, solid, physical effort here by the Bears. Good hockey game, competitive with both these teams. I don't know. You never know. You could see them maybe in the playoffs. Who knows?
It's entirely possible. Right now, as it stands, if the Bears hold fourth place, they would be traveling to Plattsburgh for a first-round game, but you don't know, do you?
Yeah, you don't, and that's that's just the way it's going to go here. We like to think that the Bears have got to win to ensure themselves getting into the playoffs, the game on Sunday. So that's going to be an exciting game for everybody to come back and join us on Sunday. That's going to be a 2 o'clock start here, and you just don't know what's going to happen. Canton, who is right at our tail, is 3 points behind. They've got 3 games left, albeit against Plattsburgh and Cortland, the top 2 teams in the league. So, that's going to be a tough row for them to get going on. But the Bears still got to deliver on Sunday with a victory over Morrisville.
Well, Coach, I happened to mention at the end of the first period, the Bears were on pace to give up just about 60 shots in the game. They do not, though, as they played a much better, obviously, in the second period. In particular, Oswego does outshoot the Bears 44-23 in this game, and Oswego with 2 power play goals, albeit one of their power plays turned into a shorthanded goal for the Bears in that second period. But Bears could not find any goals in the first or third periods, and Oswego takes the game by the final of 3-2. Just waiting some final numbers here being provided to us from the
Thank you, Dan.
Potsdam Athletic Communications guru, Dan Bronson.
Well, the statistics for the game here, the goals got started in that first period at 16:01. It was Philomena Taggart getting her third of the year, and a power play marker, shot from the point with the assist going to Morgan Shines, just about from the middle of the blue line, and that found the back of the net. And then in the second period, the Bears would get two in a row. One at 11:38, Kaylee Merrill would get that even strength marker, her 13th of the year. Megan Teachout would pick up her 5th assist. And then at 15:39, a shorthanded goal by Kaylee Merrill. Tremendous effort coming down that right-hand side, got the shot, stayed there for the rebound, put the rebound home. Rebecca Holmes would pick up the assist. That would have been Kaylee Merrill's 14th goal of the year. Then two unanswered goals for the Lakers, one even strength. That's at 4:58 of the third. Morgan Shines would get that. Lizzie Burke would pick up her assist. And then a power play marker at 13:31. Ariella Haas would pick up her 6th of the year. Chine Kennedy and Simone Bednardik would pick up the assist. Shots on goal in the third period, 11-7 for Oswego. 3-period total, 44-22. We have 3 penalties in that third period. Morgan Shines would go off. Alex Clark and Ashlyn McAleer would end up going off. So saves in the game, Joanna Hebert would pick up 20, and then Ellie Zerflu, who again gave her team an opportunity to win here tonight with 41 saves on the night.
We'll get a look at these girls one more time coming up this Sunday at 2 o'clock. So they'll be taking on Morrisville, and the Mustangs will be in here to hopefully serve as victims to the Potsdam Bears.
Yep.
Again, Canton nipping at the heels of the Bears. Canton with 3 games left, 2 of them against Plattsburgh, the other against Cortland, and so the Bears still in pretty good position right now to hold on to that 4th and final playoff spot.
So Canton was playing Plattsburgh tonight. I would venture a guess. I mean, I'm just going to guess that Plattsburgh would win that game, and so therefore the standings would not have changed as of tonight, even though Oswego with that win, and if Cortland is not playing, if they're inactive tonight, Oswego would have snuck into second place with that win. So the standings as we would speak would be Plattsburgh in first place, Oswego in second place, Cortland in third place, and Potsdam in fourth place, and Canton in fifth place. Morrisville would follow along with Buff State at the end. But prior to the game here, Potsdam had 15 points to begin the night. Canton with 13 points. We're going to assume that those point totals will not change for tonight, so the standings would remain the same as far as the fourth place seed would be currently.
I can see from the schedule that Canton hosts Cortland Friday and Saturday. I do not see on the schedule, including for tonight, any game against Plattsburgh, who hosts Buffalo State this weekend.
Well, didn't we see that? We looked at it earlier in the game, and we noticed that they had 3 games that they had to play. So
right.
we're certainly not going to be sure about that. But as we stand right now, the standings would be Plattsburgh, Oswego, Cortland, and Potsdam in the playoff position. So Bears looking forward to Sunday, a 2 o'clock start here at Maxey Hall against the Morrisville Mustangs, and let's hope that is going to be a good, entertaining game. I know it will be, and we'll have hopefully an exciting end to our broadcast season this year. It's been a lot of fun. The men's team is done.
Yep.
In terms of their playoff chances. They have one game remaining against Morrisville in Morrisville this weekend. But again, they made a run at it and weren't eliminated until last Friday night against Plattsburgh, as the Cardinals came in with a 5-2 victory.
So we'll be back here on Sunday afternoon, fully expecting a lovely brunch prepared by Dan Bronson up here on Press Row. We're counting on that, and we'll see if it comes to fruition. Thanks for joining us here tonight, everyone. As the Oswego Lakers come from behind in the third period, they score the game's final 2 goals, including a power play marker, and they knock off the Bears here tonight in women's NEWHL hockey by the final score of 3-2. For Cassandra Winfrey, our studio engineer at the Mix 96.1 studios in Messina, and for the coach John Horn, I'm Warren Potter. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll catch you on Sunday for our regular season finale here on Mix 96.1.